Alrighty, let's get started. I have to there get the keyboard on the right screen here. I did do some things in the interim. Did a bunch of research, did a bunch of grinding. We have burned through all of Tier 5 and getting well into Tier 6. And I burned through most of the Caterium tree, a bit of the sulfur tree. Let's see, what else did I do? Some of the quartz tree, and I still need to get more things to burn through any more of this. I almost got into that, but ran out of circuit boards. I'm not in 4 yet. Working on getting to 3. Burned through most of phase 2. Because if I remember right, when we left, we had jetpack and we're working on. No, we had oil. We were working on logistics. But anyway, that's where we are. So I burned through a lot of that, did some research, did a little exploring, a lot of thinking of what to do now. What I have, fair warning, Ellen, what I have planned for tonight is probably going to give you issues. Please allow me to build my own. I'll make mistakes and learn from it. Let's see. First things first, we ran out of motors. So I need to switch this stuff back over to, let's see. This was making rotors. Well, I didn't run out of motors so much as I ran out of rotors because we were feeding out of the storage rotors we had. So I need to switch this back over to making rotors. Somewhere. And that means I have to take this out and put a splitter in here. And I need to take this out so we're not feeding into that. And see, I need to take this out. And feed back into here. Except we want to get these things off of the belt here. Hey, quit moving. Nope, not that button. Come on. There we go. Okay. That'll get rotors back going and motors going. Yes, I played some this morning, Alan. This is on a full-time server, so it does its own grinding while I'm not playing. But I got bored this morning, and I almost did the stream this morning, but didn't. Now, eventually, those rotors will come back over, and we'll get some more motors going in here. We have some, but not a lot. Speaking of which, I'm going to take some with me. But I think, we'll just leave it for the moment. Let's see. So that's motors. Now comes the fun part. Over this way. Oh, Ellen. I looked up your... Well, I only changed it over to a server 2 streams ago. But yes, that does help. Alan, I looked up the your call time last night. Your name is, I won't even try your last name, but your first name is spelled a little bit different on your license. Is that just because of the country difference, the language difference? Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, why are you coming up and down? You should not be coming up and down. You should have all the supply you want. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to try your last name. Not, just not. It looked like it might be hard to say in Romanian. So we should have... Which one's which here? This one is doing fuel. Why are you barely running? Oh. Some idiot forgot power. Who would have done a thing like that? Don't answer that. No. Like that. There we go. Not that it needs a belt 4 there, because we're only feeding out of these at a belt 1, but... So now we have, because we're on the server, that's something else. We were all out of plastic. I used the last of the plastic, but now we're full of both. And I got the overflow and the power units over here to eat the fuel. Got that done this morning. Let's see. So now we have... is that going to be tall enough? Okay, good. Let's see. So this is the smokeless powder coming out of here. And I forget what... crud. Well, that boogers that plan. That screws that plan up. back to plan A maybe. I was going to build all of the, there's a couple of, where are we? A couple of, they're copper and iron over there somewhere. And I was going to use those and do the, and do the rebar and everything right here. I forgot about the steel pipe. I mean, technically I could do steel pipe and everything all over here, but yeah, running the pack out of any fuel is not ideal. I think I have 200 plus here. Yeah, I'm good for the moment. Crap, I do not want to. So what I was going to do, and this is why I said I was going to bug you, what I was going to do is take and instead of running the sulfur from here back here to make the explosive, which I then basically at the moment am hand carrying from here back down there. Instead, I was going to take and just run the coal down there, make the explosives, run it over there. More economical. But I don't have the steel pipe down there, which kind of, I mean, I could still do that for the explosives, I guess, because that's actually separate. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's separate from doing the, that would save me having to hand carry the explosives. So I think I'll do that anyways, because that's separate from the part of doing the rebar. That's just making the smokeless. And then the smokeless I could run into storage and grab that as needed to throw into a manufacturer back at main base. Yeah, but what I'm thinking in that terms is right now I have the sulfur coming up here and then hand carrying the black powder down there as necessary. I don't need to do that. Instead, I'll take run the coal from here down to there, make the black powder and run that down to there. Correct. As I said, I'll just take and run the smokeless into storage and have a well, I don't even need a manufacturer. I'll just can just make it manually. But I can grab the smokeless out of storage that way. But I'm just thinking of making this part here more efficient. So that's my next step here. That is not what I want. Where are we? So I've got, okay, I don't have a belt here. Where's my smokeless? Is going to want there. So I'm going to need to bring a belt in here somewhere. Please ease off there, Alan. Let's see. Where is a good place? I'm going to have to come around back, I guess, of those. So we will do Oh wait, we're gonna want that anyways. We're gonna put one of those here. Going that way. And then we're going to need that to come up this way. And then let's see, one of them let's see, you're the feed. You're going to be the explosives. This is not going to turn out well. Yeah, but that'd be work. And we're just running the belts over because we're gonna have a Wait a minute, let's try. This is our, this is the, this is the one that's going to go into storage. So we want it on the bottom. And then we can put right there. With a depot on it. And then we take this one. Alright. Some idiot placed things in bad places. Really bad places. Who would have done a stupid thing like that? The other problem being the fact that you can't snap these things back to the belt. Good enough. From there to there. And again, this is going to be the coal coming down, or the black powder coming down from, or coming across from over there. Nope, that won't work because it will try to go the wrong direction. Oh, actually that would have been the right direction because this is coal. Now, power pole. If I can find a flat spot to start it. Only if you start with the existing belt. If you're not starting with an existing belt, it'll go in the direction that you're dragging it. But in that case, that would still have been the correct direction. No, you dumbass. Maybe that'll work, but that's not where I want it. Choo 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 choo. I want you to start on the concrete. On the line. Somehow I don't think that's on the line, but we'll work with it. That is definitely not on the line. Doggone it. I hate these towers. They do not... They sit on a half grid, but you can't snap a half grid. Okay, I got it in the right place that time. Good. Yes, that would also be useful. And we can put, finally, oh, that reminds me, I need to go here and there and there. Now what? I thought I made a whole bunch of those. Alrighty. Okay, what idiot set it in the wrong direction? Oh, I depend on these. After a planet-wide blackout, I depend on those suckers. But what idiot set the power pole sideways? And am I inclined to rotate it? Not particularly. It is how it is. Alright. I do not think I need to come back out here until we actually build out oil. Now, from here, where exactly is my sulfur? It's right through there on the other side of that stack. Yeah, until some idiot decides to miss a wire or misplace a wire. I don't know who would do a thing like that, but So if we want a tower over there. Where is sulfur? Okay, so if we put a tower here, we can go over there. Okay. How far that way can we go directly? Yes, I know. I'm surveying where I'm putting it, not just how far I can put it. I want to know what I can see for the next step. See, like here, I don't want my wires running through the stupid rock. So I need to put it in this area, but that means what poles am I looking at up there? Those must be the poles going down into that other cave. I do have a straight shot from here. Well, from over here. Up there. There is no good way around this rock. I know what you're saying, Ellen. I'm not inclined to do it that way at the moment. I do not like my options. And I hear creepy crawly. Oh, and I'm right, I do see a creepy crawly. Look what we have up above. But you are correct, I could place it up there. Well, I'd still have to place a couple of them. Because if I, no, if I put it in the middle, we could try that. Maybe we can annoy Spidey there. Problem is, well, let's see how this works, if it works. Oh, you know, I think we might have trouble getting anyone to climb this tower, you know? That looks unsafe. I don't think OSHA would heck, I don't think even the internet would accept that. That looks a bit unstable. That looks a wee bit unstable. Now the okay, yeah, the ladder's on the flat side. Invalid placement. Why? Oh, because I got this iron node sitting beside me. This isn't the one we want to be up on top of. It's is it that one? Or that one? It's that one there that we want to be on top of. That's too far. Because these... No, it's that one there. It's the far one there that we need to be on top of. But that's too far. We can't reach from here. Would have to be up there, or I mean, we could go there, but that's a waste of a pole. Well, I had a spot here, but I mean, that's only a short distance. Is it really worth the... I don't like that. And we can't get up there. No, we're just gonna go this one. Yeah, I don't like that though. Or that one. I don't. It doesn't want to be green. Oh, was for a moment, but it's not. It's not flooded. Don't like it. So we're gonna go. And the wires, doggone it. Do not like no good options. Do not like. Alright, that is... Yes, I know. And I had this all planned. Or thought I did. Nope, nope, nope. So clipping it is. I can't climb from this side either, can I? No. Bite me. That should not happen because neither the oil doesn't depend on the coal, and the coal doesn't depend on the oil. So why did something just blow? The fact that I have power lines cut should not affect anything. because this here, yes, but both ends of the network should be entirely independent. They should both have more than enough to run themselves. Oh. No, it's this end that died. You have fuel. You don't have fuel. Why the heck don't you have fuel? I mean, right now you don't have power, so, but interesting that I'm hearing mechanics even without. So you've got oil, you ran out of fuel, but why? Yes, I only have 2 refineries, but they are producing 40 there and 60 here, or 20 there, so that's the total of 60, which is all this wants, 60 for 40 out, and both of these want 20. So the numbers are all exact. There's no problem there. And the 2 of these should be doing 500 megawatts, which should be more than enough to run these. How much do you want? So 150 between you. I'm going to assume 150 each. You don't have power, but I'm going to assume they're all 150, so that's 300. And then I don't know what this runs. With no power, it's not going to say. But it shouldn't be 200. But that's the only thing I can think of is if we were just barely over the budget. Oh well. This part is not currently important. Alright, it's either go through the thing or go around it. So, and I am not going through it, so we're going around it. But okay. Let's see. We want to be somewhere in that area. And we want to aim this to go up there. I don't suppose that mushroom is one I can blow up. Ha! Some of them you can blow up and some of them don't want to blow up. At least that is my experience. And I can't snap a foundation to the bottom of that either. Okay, so we're just going to run Bite Me. Okay. Well, that's what I was going to do. Don't suppose I could reach over that far. No. Figures. No, that one wouldn't do anyways. Okay, and then we're going to take, let's see, we're going to take a go here. Now we can cut out that one. And then we make our next, to make our next big link. And yes, I know we got clipping going on here, but this this belt is going to change. In fact, now is as good a time as any to start that process. No, because that's a whole build. Let's get power right first. Where's my ladder? That's the line we're replacing. Now this, see, this is why I like going on the ground. I can't see where I'm placing that. Oh, there's another crash. doesn't matter. There's obstacles in the way that I couldn't see. It wasn't height, wasn't the issue. All right. There's got to be a better route. You know what? We're going to scope out electric later. Make sure electric is on. Yes. Okay. Poles, or belt. So our plan is we're going to replace this belt with a belt going the other direction. That's bringing, oh, wrong bar. We'll have a belt going down with coal. Nice. I don't think it will snap to that because the belt's going the wrong way. And I gotta take a break. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Today has not been a good day in just about every way imaginable. Oh great, now I'm gonna have hiccups. Just what I need. Alright, I guess we're just gonna take this down at this point. No, I gotta build the powder down there where the sulfur is, and then pipe the powder belt the powder over to the smokeless. Otherwise, I'd have to belt both the powder and the this one is going to be for coal. So instead of bringing the sulfur all the way back to the coal, we're going to bring the coal down to the sulfur, make the powder, and then the powder over to the smokeless. I should have turned that one more. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, but I didn't find any that were close enough to be useful. I may find some later, but most of all of this is going to get, I mean, you played Satisfactory, most of this is going to get changed up a dozen times ultimately anyways. Well, the thing here is, on the map, it looks far more convenient to get the belt from point A to point B. Belt and power both. Then you come out here, it's not quite so convenient. Wait a minute. Nah. Don't know where it is, but it's up there, I'm assuming. Earlier, Alan, you commented about balloon thingies or something like that. I'm assuming you're referring to the walking ones? Or the plants that look like party balloons. You said they also added something fancy related to items that look like a balloon. Were you talking about the walking flowers, I guess, or the plants that look like big party balloons? Yeah, okay, the plants, yes. Yes, I have seen that. And this is our coal node. I don't need to come up here. We're going to take this coal node and fall off the edge. We're going to take the coal node. And point it that way now. Yeah, bite me. And I don't have a dump here either, do I? That doesn't work either. Now here's the question, see if it'll work for it this time. I want those just because, but supposedly Yeah, see, it's not working. This is supposed to remove everything and just dump the crate. But since the last update, this doesn't work. So I have to take all of them, go back in my inventory, and dump. Okay. Got to repower this thing though. But now, yeah, it used to work, but it hasn't since the last update. Yeah, a lot of people were quite happy when they added that. It made things, when you just had a bunch of trash in there, it made things quite a bit easier to clean up stuff. Alright, now you're kicking out 120, so we need to go and update all of these to Mark II. Hey! That's not supposed to happen. Oh, give me a break. Didn't I put... Yeah. Oh, I just used a lot of it. Huh. I'm afraid of what people would do with it. Yeah, thing is, I should have had a bunch left from taking down the other. Unless the sulfur was only going up at, oh, the sulfur was going up at Mark 1. Yep. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Mark 1 will be plenty fast for the moment. Alright. Building out. All we need here is one. All we really need here is one machine, isn't it? Just the miner and assembler. So I guess actually the miner was in the right place after all. We are going to bring the foundation up by 1 so that we have a larger work area. Now a line from there back down. And then an assembler here. Something like that. Doesn't want me to put it any further over there. This leaves me room to bring the belt out and down there. I don't know about slowest, not if you consider politics a job. I mean, there's nothing slower than politics. Oh, let's tell this what to build. Black powder. Actually, Yeah, are you building horses or houses? Yeah. I think building horses would be a better thing. A year, more like 2 or 3. Let's see, this is building the black powder, right? Yeah. I think if we could do that, our cities would get out of control. Now, if we could do that without the yeah. In theory, that would lower construction costs, but you know that the people in power would make it so it saves them money, but cost us probably more because the technology, or God knows what excuse they'd use. They'd go with the technology cost money. Yeah, but it wouldn't. It would still use the resources in theory, but not all the work, all the man hours. And okay, so let's go with that way. There we go. Where's our power thing? Now We run a belt from there down through the valley here, following the power lines back. Where am I coming out with that other belt? Is that right there? Okay. So I want to drop a belt in somewhere in there. Minor issue. Gonna have to cheat, aren't we? Although, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but no. Why are you not? Oh, you don't zoop. That's why. Or do you? Yeah, you do. Something like that. So I should be able to. Do that. And then put me on the other side here. Will it reach all the way to that? No, of course not. So put that right behind me. Put this what the heck? It's going this way. Okay, whatever you say. Oh, it was already on curve, okay. Bugs in Satisfactory? No. Okay, we're aiming up around there, okay. Yeah, probably could have put that up one more in the middle, but that works. And it doesn't look half bad. The other half is indeterminate. Where are we going? We're going over here. That skittering sound. I could do without that skittering sound. I really could. They did way too good with some of that noise. Way too good. Alrighty, this. How fast is that putting out? Yeah, we can do a lot faster than that. Come on, I gotta have some speed ups here somewhere. Nope, if that's all I have at the moment, we're not using them. And we don't need the speed anyways. But let's double check that we got it right on the other end here. Everything coming in and down, little twisty, and get stuck under the grid. That'll be black powder. Yeah, we don't need the speed at all. Into here, smokeless. Smokeless is coming out there. Coming around here. And going into, well, might want to put this on here. That would probably help a little bit. All right. That's done. And then, hello. And then back up. Figure out which way is back to base. Nope, nope. Next thing I want to do is right here. Preferably with some power in my jetpack. Next thing on the list is to redo this or expand this or something. I was debating on whether I was going to finish this off. Yeah, we're going to finish this. The other option is to move it down to there, but looking at that, there's actually less water space there than there is here. Oh, we definitely will, but before that, now see, you're like a lot of people there. Once they get oil, they just completely dump coal. I do not. Again, having had planet-wide brownout, I want the lower-end power stations. Just because. So yes, I understand the as is usual with things like this. I understand the thought of, okay, I don't need the coal power or the biopower anymore, and 9 times out of 10 you don't. However, my mentality is and always has been that modern day meme, what could possibly go wrong? So I tend to plan for that. So I definitely will have the additional coal power. This is actually a small... Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. Now that that flower's gone down there, we can build out this corner properly. Hey guys, I know you look good, but goodbye. What the heck? Oh. That's some hard coal. Come on. There you go. And since I'm here and I have demonstrated my ability to fall off everything, not like the fence will stop me if I'm really trying hard, but just bio. Nice. All right, so we need 1 and change in between. So we'll put you how did you do geothermal without having bio to start with? You would have had to have had bio to start with. So just outside of the edge and just behind the edge. Ah, so you did use them, just didn't keep them. Two, three, 4, 5. Nope. Where do we have those aligned? On that line, on this line. Well, that's a problem. Okay, so much for all those I put in there. We're mirrored, so they're all going to be in a different place. start with one here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between. And then 1, 2, 3, and the next one down. Alright, first part all set. A little bit of an overreach there. Okay, power pole. Okay. Fine. We'll do it your way then. I'm not certain what you mean. Ow, 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 ow. Are you talking electric or water? Right. But you're saying below the deck. I'm not sure. I know of several ways to do things. By the way, welcome all the viewers that have come in. Hope my building methods don't trigger you too badly. Ah, I have seen people do that. I have not tried it. One of these days, I'll get back to one of my creative worlds where I play with things like that, but for the time being, this is what I know how to do, and I understand it. There are a number of techniques I've seen various people do that I want to play with for a lot of things, but end up doing actual builds too often. Well, now it's missing different things, and rotors we do not have in the I actually like having a belt up like that. In fact, my preferred build is to have both the belt and water up, so I can actually get to the frickin' machines from this side. Yep, we need to go back to and get rotors, since rotors are not in the storage. I would actually be more inclined to keep the belt above and put the belt below. What? Oh. Oh, well, that ain't good. Why? What idiot set it up that way? That is not the way you set that up. Somebody wasn't thinking when they did that. The reason for that is simply that the belt is much easier to work with below when you got your roof hangers. There, now we actually get stuff-lit rotors that will stay in storage. Let's see if I can track down any rotors at the other end. Otherwise, I'll have to hammer out some. Well, the odds are the motors are eating every one of them. Running pipe underneath anything is a royal pain in the butt. It can be done, it can work, but if it's not, I mean, I have the pipe attached to the underside of the what we have there. But it is what, finicky at best. So we get to hammer out somewhere rotors, and that's not going to be enough. So I'm going to need to do a, what do we need? Sticks and screws. So I'm just going to have to grab some and do that. Let me get a drink here. I need to stop that. I have a tendency to drink whatever fluid I have in sight all at once instead of making it last. Junk? I don't carry around junk. What do you mean junk? We can take that hard drive and throw it in for research. We can drop off the leaves, drop off the wood. I would not call the frameworks trash. I mean, we do have them buffered. Or are you talking about just those 14? I don't think we need those. Yep. Ooh. Oh, not here. Dun, 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 dun. Mwahahahahaha. The motors were there for, well, I ended up with that many of them because I was building them by hand and I had left them building while I did something else. Let's see. We don't have any of that there. I don't remember why, but I want those on me. Probably the rotors and stators on me for building motors. And they needed the motors to build something else. But I don't know what at the moment. Until I know what, I'm keeping them. Let's see. What did we come back here for? I needed something in order to build... Oh, I needed rotors. I need to grab sticks and screws. Boom, boom, boom. And I didn't need to come up here to get those either. The thing is, they are in the dimensional thingy, so I'm not certain why it was telling me I couldn't build anymore. Oh, probably because screwed now, because it was telling me I needed the rod. Rotor, okay. I should have been able to build all I wanted. Well, to a point. Well, once I do the rebuilding everything, all the things now, and basically everything that you need for building anything, will be in storage. But before I do the build out, I'm going to need to go do some serious exploring. I need sloops badly. Yep, the boards are actually there for a reason. I can actually check on that. Oh, no, I can't. Research ongoing. Blah, blah, blah. Bite me. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Definitely don't need to be carrying that around. Now watch, I'll need that now. Let's see, what do we got? We got... If that's not enough, I can make more down there. So back to... Oops. See, I do have them going underneath, but and that was to get so these were vertical and not interfering with the pumps on either side. But that was a pain in the butt getting them to turn just right and blah blah blah. Yep, I know, but I haven't had enough hard drives to bother with that. I've got like 2 rows of slots from other research. I use the say what? 2, 3 there. We've got power on. We've got these powered and tied to the grid. Ah! Land where I want you to. Why is, oh, that's because the junction is there. Hey buddy, you're in the way. There you go. Be free, buddy. There was a reason I started putting fence there. Ah, come on, it's early yet. Early morning, that is. Sleep well, dude. Which one? There's quite a few of those. Doesn't ring a bell, but I probably am. Well, see, I'd think of it the other way around. There's no room in the schedule for food and other bits of life because of Factorio, or in this case, Satisfactory. Wait a minute, nope. No pipe here. And then we have don't know about the factory, but the spaghetti must grow. I guess that means the factory has to grow to make the spaghetti. Nope. Is this? No. This is in between. But between which one? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then we should be able to, come on. And since rotors are not in the storage at the moment, the way I prefer to do it is just 2x4 with the two extractors downclocked. But yes, that means more extractors, and that was not an option in this space. But it's a whole lot easier to pipe. Now can I make one? Thank you. That's true if you have the overclock stuff. Okay, now I can put in the hole, and now we put in we need these coming from that way. One, two, three, and I missed one. And then what we're going to do, where's my edge? Well, not a perfect place, but it'll work. Alright, now all of these should be Mark III, yes. Alright. Now I just gotta hook up some pumps. This will be the fun part. And for those who haven't seen previous episodes, yes, I have more pumps than I need because plans changed. So now you just get to pick which ones are most convenient to the holes I need to put pipes into. There's a hole down here somewhere for the first one. So that'll be this one. And we want horizontal to vertical. And we want it roughly there. And then there. That will do nicely. Not perfect, but it will do. And someone is yelling at me, I need to put a pump on that. Yep. Yes, I do. Okay, let's shards, yes, once you get the recipe. I forget whether that's an alternate or an unlock, but yes. Where is the most distant one on this end, and how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's what I need. And then we got the 5 and 6. Okay. So each of these of this row is perfect. Yeah, I know where it is. I don't think I have ever had that unlocked. You know that? I mean, the only place I've gotten only games I've gotten far enough where it's a big deal were the multiplayer games, and they did most of that stuff. I was more of a helper on those games. Okay, number 3 there comes to this one. And we're going to bring it up here. If we can avoid having it snap to other things. And then this one will go to here. Good enough. This one needs to go down there, but we're going to bring it back this way first. Again, if we can prevent it from snapping to crap. I don't want you snapping to that crap. Let's see, where do we want it? We'll just bring it over here. Hey. And then there to behind me. Ooh, pipe conflict. Fun, 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 fun. That's okay. We will bring it back to here. Now we're just going to bring it back to... What's that? There. And then we'll just bring it down there. That'll work. All right, now we take and grab wire off of this power node. And then we put pumps on everything. 1, 2. Missing rotors, go figure. Let's see, pumps on there. Pump on there. On there. On there. And on there. And then power lines from power line from there to there. Uh-oh. Why? Why don't I have the Mark 2, 3, etc. wall outlets? Do I have to buy those separately? Two shop. Seriously? Seriously? Uncool. Very uncool. I have the coupons, but I don't have the screws. I don't have the screws to buy the store. Alright, we'll just do it my way. Let's see, what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 1 coming in, 1 coming there. We'll just do this. That is not what I had asked you to do. Oh, it's not gonna let me grab the frickin' wire. Fine. What gives? Non-existent wire? You're gonna do that to me? Ghost wire. I mean, obviously it's there, the machine's running, but I can't do anything with it. I do not have rods with me. Can I grab that wire? But I can't snap to it. That's true. But if I can't grab the thing in the first place, More bugs. More bugs. I just deleted one. There is not 4 things attached to you now. No, I just deleted one and they're all gone. But now, one of these has to go to this machine, or was it to the, okay, it was to the pump. And the other one has to go down to the next node. But now I can take and run see, it still thinks that wire's connected to it. But yet, if I configure it, it still thinks it's powered. That's funny. That's just funny. Well, if it's working, I'm not going to mess with it. It did not connect. To the node. Now, should be able to go one to there and one to there. One to there. One to there. One to there. Two to there. Add the one to there, two to there. Okay. That should be everything, at least in theory. And I end up with, I believe, oh, quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a whole extra 6 over there. And I'll see how we're doing up here. Why are you red? Oh, you can't make up your mind. Getting water sorted. So what we do is we leave you on, turn the rest of you off. Yeah, there's a... Oh, these last ones I didn't finish wiring. Yes, there's a variety of possibilities on the water, but we're going to assume the simple problem of it just hasn't buffered up yet. Actually, I don't need this last one. You're full, we're going to leave you on. You're full. You're full. You're full. Wait a minute. You're full and on. You are full and now on. You are now full. You are full. You are full. Yeah. I have found a number of very interesting bugs with pipes. One I had on, I think it was one of the multiplayers. The one I call Spaghetti World. I spent the majority, if not the entire one whole stream. I think I figured it out midstream, maybe. I know I figured it out on stream, but anyways, I spent probably an hour or so trying to debug a that was fuel power plant, massive fuel power plant, because I had all the pipes going where they belong, no fancy baloney. We checked all the floor holes and blah 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 blah, back and forth and everything we could think of. And I finally said, screw this, I'm just going to take the entire pipe system out and start over. I think I took out like 3 machines and their connectors, and that third connector, when I dismantled the connector, inside the connector, oh, the problem was I had Mark II pipes, but I was only getting Mark I flow, and we couldn't figure out why. I had pumps all over and blah blah blah. Inside that connector was a little tiny section of Mark I pipe. How or why, who knows? But I took that off, and we sat there looking at that going, wonder if that was a problem. Now all of these should be stable. I mean, clearly it was left over from installing pipes and taking pipes off, or maybe an upgrade went wrong or something. But it was, well, I think these first two haven't buffered yet. Because I initially left these first two on. So I'm going to turn them off. Nope, these were full before, so we're not getting stuff somewhere. Alrighty, let's see. This is in the middle. We got 4, and then this, and then 4. You think it's in the first set? 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Full, 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 full. Yeah, those are all fine. Gets quiet awful fast when you move away from those things. So let's see if any of those down there flicker. In fact, let's go all the way down to the end. Completely full. Shouldn't be full, but we'll look. Whoa. Oh. What the heck? Didn't think there was supposed to be that much gap between them. Well, that's what I need to do. Yeah, that's more than one machine screwing up. Yeah, there's definitely a water problem here somewhere. Oh. Anyone want to bet that our mystery thing here is not actually pushing? Yeah, it says it has power, but it's not actually running. That looks better. Yeah, it was the, or at least the water was, water's pushing up here. Yep, I see it. And that's more than one, because that's at least two machine level. You think it's the coal, or you think it's not the? You think it's the oil, not this here. So we're running 100%. Running 100%. Makes sense. What is our jump? We got 2,900 down to 2,400. So yeah, that's the two. That's both. That's one. That's both of the fuels. This is taking its own sweet time buffering. Let's go check the oil and see what's going on. Because by the numbers, there should be no problem there. But this is satisfactory. What do numbers mean, right? Nope, that didn't work. That didn't work very well. Alright, where's our oil? I think I may have come a little too far. Our oil should be alright, so let's check our machines. We are running at 100%, crapping out 40. We are running at 100%, crapping out 20. We are running not at 100%, crapping out not 40. Why are we not running at 100%? There's no excuse for us not to be running at 100%. We are not backed up on the output. You're running 100%. You're running 100%. You're not running 100%. I know why you're not running 100%. That's because you're still sucking on the heavy oil. Yep. Once this backs up, that won't be a problem. Yeah, this is eating some of the heavy oil, and that's keeping taking some of the production of the fuel, which isn't a problem. It's not like we need that power at this point. And once the smokeless backs up, which it will eventually, then this won't be a problem. Yep. And that's expected. I'm this isn't the first time I've built this configuration, so I'm familiar with that. I thought about that halfway over here. And that plastic and rubber should be getting us a few coupons. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Now, what I need to do next over here, somewhere, is take a little tiny bit of that plastic and build a fuel packager, build a package maker and then a fuel packager, and put that into storage to use for my jetpack. But we need to let this back up first. Well, it didn't actually solve the problem, but we solved the mystery anyways. Problem's still there for a while. And we should have all of the we have far more power than we need anyways at the moment. So where's my walkway? Okay, so the next thing, only thing left on my list for tonight. Good night, sleep well. At the moment, I plan on doing this again tomorrow, but God knows whether that'll actually happen. I am waiting for a so-called client, really a friend, but I do stuff for them, to get a hold of me telling me he's ready for me to test the code that I've had written, and I'm just waiting on him to get his part done. So depending on if that happens, I may not have time for so. And now I'm lost. North. We shall see whether there's a stream tomorrow or not. But at the moment we're planning it. So in the meantime, for tonight, power grid plans. We'll go back to figuring out how to do the grid. There's our base. All right, so let us update this. We got motors sorted. We got explosives. We haven't automated rebar yet though. We've dealt with coal power. Now we have the power grid. Okay. Actually, let's see. Power grid consists of really what we just saw. The only other thing that's been built is I built up on our Caterium over there. Okay, I'm going to take a quick fluid exchange break and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So first off, where are we going to drop our power tower for the main base? I was considering doing it here, but we have a interloper here. I think we're going to put interloper somewhere else. I don't know where, but we're going to have to put that somewhere else. Maybe over there. And we'll just bring that over here. Not my favorite solution. But it'll work. Come on. You don't have to fall off everything. For the moment, we're just going to stick a bin here. And drop this stuff in it so it's not in our inventory. Okay, so then I can take and put my main power pole here. And my main power switch. And put the switch here. And then we have problem is see what I want the biopower to be switched separately from the base. Okay, right now I have things, numerous different things pulling off directly from this ring. I want to change that. I want to have this ring, so these poles here right around my biopower, I want them isolated and everything else coming from a different switch. Not necessarily a different tower, we'll probably just leave this tower, but I want everything coming from a different switch than this. Which means all of these lines which are coming off of this ring, I need to make a different grid for. That grid coming from a separate switch. So how am I going to do that? So we got one coming off of here. That's going to just this concrete. We have one coming off of there going to iron. One coming there, going up to steel. One here going to the dump. One there going over to concrete. And one there going to copper. And I need to separate those all to a different grid. Which ideally, unless I put this tower somewhere else. Okay, so what are my other options for putting this tower? I don't have any convenient place. Well, I mean, I could put it right up here. This stuff is all going away. So I could put it in this space. I could put it there. That's not going to get used. That's our puppy box. And being over there would make it easy for me to connect all that stuff. But I like it being over there out of the way. That just makes it awkward how I'm going to run. Me think too much, and I know it. Best option is actually going to be putting that tower somewhere else, or a second tower, and that best option with what we have is here. Actually, yeah, right there in that corner. Right here. Okay, and our switch will be here. Nope, our switch will be over here. goes to the tower. B goes to the grid, which will be there. Now, connect that over there. Name this one. Okay, now we have puppy and concrete, and this is all connected across to all this, but not over there. First of all, need to change these poles. Let's see, this power line is just running these things here. Puppy Land does not need its own power. Let's see. That ties this in, unless well, it ties it in, but our current power lines from out here come from here too, so I gotta be careful with that. So this has this tied into that switch grid. And breaking this let's see, the power from there then at this moment is on the factory side of this switch, which we do not want. We want that stuff to be up there ultimately. So right now, this line which goes to my ring. We're going to make this line. Except that we want this to be erg. Okay, so you're on the backbone now. This line is doggone it. Yeah, fine. For the moment, that'll do. This line is backbone, including iron, for the moment. We'll take care of iron later. Our point here is that we're taking this line and going out here. And then we're cutting this line. Stands. Okay, so this line is our backbone going out there for the moment. And steel is no longer connected to it. Steel is now connected steel is now only connected to its two over there. No other connections across here? Good, okay. So that's our backbone. Steel is connected to factory through this here. And again, everything, for those who haven't been watching other streams, most of what you see here is temporary. This will all be moved. What I'm trying to do now is build my main grid that'll go out to wherever ultimately, and all the rest of this I want separated, so it's all coming off of one power switch. So we have main base, this line, feeding out there, feeding steel, feeding this stuff. Feeding this way to copper. What's going out here? This is going to go out to okay, this goes out to the crystal. Dun, 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 dun. Do we have any other power running off somewhere? Yes, this power goes to the Caterium. But I know that doesn't go anywhere else, so now this is powered from the factory side of this switch. Good. That pole is powered from the factory side of the switch. Hey! That pole is powered from the factory side of the switch. It comes over to here. We do not need this line anymore. And those, is any of that connected to copper? Yes, this is connected to the top side of copper. And lower side of copper comes from over here. I need to connect those. Top side takes too much more room though. So this side comes up here. This side powers the top side. Where is bottom side? Bottom side is just that line along the back and that pole there. So we want to bring that pole, or one of these, down to that pole. Can't, because that pole's got all four. Well, we can upgrade, but yeah. So what we're gonna do is mark 2 that pole. It won't let me upgrade the pole. Where are you going? You're going up there. It'll let me disconnect the pole. Let me select the pole. There we go. I just got to aim at it right. Okay. Now we're going to take a power line. Bring the power line over here. And I guess we'll take it right to that one, because that's the one going up there too. Okay, that done. We no longer need this. So now we have copper on the factory grid and disconnected from bio. Next. This is currently connected to biopower, but I guess we can live with that. That'll keep biopower doing something. Okay, what else is connected to biopower? Or do we have everything? Only other thing connected to biopower is the concrete over here. And we can fix that easily enough. Let's see. This is our temporary backbone over here. This is, where's factory power? Is that back there is factory power. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is take a line from over there. Bring it to there. Disconnect that line from there to there, there to there, and then cut this line. And that, I think, the last thing coming out of our ring. Yep. Except for the awesome sink. So everything is on factory, on the factory branch, except for iron up here. Don't look at that mess. Which is on our temporary backbone. Okay. Next time we probably start by figuring out the rest of the backbone, power backbone. I will probably figure out rebar in the meantime. And once we have our power sorted for this immediate area, and, well, power poles running to, big power poles running to our assorted outpost, which we started earlier. Then we start figuring out how to rebuild main base here. The only part of main base that I expect to remain as is going to be this area, not that, this area right here. That area, copper. That area, concrete and some miscellaneous. That area, steel. This area, iron. And untapped iron up there. I expect will all be, at least my thoughts at the moment, things change, but my thoughts at the moment, all of this will be torn up and redone, bit by bit. I am not certain at the moment what I'm going to redo. I have a vague plan, but I'm going to have to do some thinking and planning first. So next time may end up being just sorting out the power grid, because the rebuild will be a big deal. So maybe we'll just fill out next time with a bunch of exploring, because I definitely need to go find some slugs and various other things. So that may be what we're doing next time, is exploring. So anyways, I'm going to call this one here. Thank you for watching, whether you're watching now or watching later. And stay tuned for the next one. Have a good evening.